Alright class, so here I'm going to start to go over the 6.3 quiz and give the full explanation. Number 1 says, list the ordered pairs shown in the mapping diagram, then determine whether the relation is a function. So, on the first one, I've got 10, and that goes to 0. I've got 20, that also goes to 0. And I've got 30, that goes to 10. And I've got 40, and that goes to 5. Now, is this a function or is this not a function? One of the key things that you want to look for is there any duplication in the input, right? Do we have 10 going, you put 10 into the function once and it gives you a 0. You put 10 in again and it gives you something different. Well, that doesn't happen on this first example. So, yes, this is a function. If we go over and look at number 2, we put in 0, it gave us negative 5. We put in 0 again, this time it gave us negative 4. We put in 1 and it gave us negative 4. We put in 2 and it gave us negative 3. And then finally we put in 3 and it gave us negative 2. So right away, if we look for duplication in the input, I can see that I put in 0 and it gave me negative 5. I put in 0 again, this time it gave me negative 4. It gave me something completely different, right? So this is showing me inconsistency. So this is not a function. And that's how you do the first two. On these 3 problems, they want you to find the value of y for the given value of x. So basically, we're going to be plugging in. And so we're going to be plugging in this first equation, we're going to be plugging our x value of negative 3, and we're going to put it right here. So I'm going to just rewrite this as y equals 10 times negative 3. Because I'm plugging that in for x, and 10 times negative 3 is going to be negative 30. On number 4, we're going to take this 11 and we're going to plug it in for x. So this is going to be y is equal to 6 minus 2 times 11. Y is equal to 6 minus 2 times 11 is 22. And then we have to do y is equal to, this is going to end up being negative 16, I believe, negative 16. On the last one here, we're going to be plugging in half, and this half is going to go in right here for x. So we're going to have y is equal to 4 times a half plus 5. And 4 times a half, or half of 4. Half of 4 is 2. And 2 plus 5 is going to be 7. 6, 7, and 8, it's asking us to graph this. Now, my graph is not big enough. It's going, it only goes up to 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just modify my graph a little bit. I'm going to have it go by 2s. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm going to do the same thing here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So now looking at my equation, here's my y-intercept. So I would go down 10, and I would put a dot. So down there at negative 10 there would be a dot. If I look at my slope is 1. Or another way to think of that is a fraction that equals 1. So I'm going to go up 1 over 1. Remember, we're going by 2s. So that would be up 1 over 1. So it would be like kind of in the middle here. And then if I did up 1 over 1 again, it would be there. Up 1 over would be in the middle again. There. So my graph is going to look something like that. If we move over to number 7, my y-intercept is going to be positive 3. So I'm going to put a dot here at positive 3. And then my slope is 2 or we can make that a fraction, is 2 over 1. So that means up 2 over 1, or the opposite of going up 2 right 1 is going down 2 left 1. So that would be my graph for number 7. Number 8 is y is equal to x over 2, or another way to write this is y is equal to 1/2 of x. And also, there's nothing at the end, so we know that it's 0. That tells us that our y-intercept is going to be right at the origin. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, or down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2. Oops, down 1, left 2. There we go. And so your graph would look something like that. And that's how you do 6, 7, and 8. So now on 9 and 10, it says use the graph or the table to write the linear function. So the first thing we have to do is we have to find the m, which is the slope, and we have to find the b, which is the y-intercept. My slope, if I look here, it's going up 2 and over 1. That's a slope of 2 over 1. You could also just call it 2. And the y-intercept, if we look at the graph, this line is going to cross the y at -4. Putting this into slope-intercept form would be y equals 2x minus 4. And that's how you would do number 9. Number 10, we have to figure out what the slope is. So to find the slope, remember it's change in y over change in x. And so if I look at my y, -3 to -1 is a +2. That's a +2. So each time my change in y is +2, my x is going up by 3. So my change in x is going to be +3. So I know now that my slope is 2/3. And all I have to find is my y-intercept. And remember, the y-intercept is when your x equals 0, it's going to be the other number. So when x is 0, my y-intercept is -1. To put this into the equation, y equals 2/3 x minus 1. And that completes the explanation for 6.1 through 6.3 quiz. We'll see you soon.